Hey, Scrappy peeps, welcome to the latest edition of the Scrappy YouTubers Lift A-Thon. So this is a series where we are scrap lifting the scrapper behind us. So I am scrap lifting this particular layout by Brianna Nicole. Brianna designs for Spiegelmom Scraps. So she has a lot of sequence shakers, and she also designs for Paige Evans. So she is just an amazing designer with color. So as an homage to that, I am using Paige's latest collection, Wonders, and I am going to try and do justice to this layout. So Brianna has four, is that right? Four layers on top of a piece of pattern paper. She is amazing with pattern paper. I am not amazing with pattern paper. I like my white backgrounds. So I'm going to work with a white background, and I'm going to work with the exact same punch that she used. Hers may not have been Fiskars, but it's that scalloped punch. And I am going to put a scalloped border on 3 pieces of paper. So each of these pieces I am cutting 8.5 wide. I'm leaving it 12 because I know that it's just going to get cut off at the bottom, because what Brianna has done is she's taken those 4 pieces and she has overlapped them and skewed them to create her background. So I am going to do the same thing here. Just as she has stitched across on each of hers, I'm also going to machine stitch. I'm going to leave the threads because I like the dangly and the texture that that produces. So I am working with pretty much pink. It's kind of more of a fuchsia than a red, and yellow in as the colors of my color palette. Brianna has an amazing way of working with color, and she can work with all of the colors and not have it be too busy. I can't do that. And so I went with the colors that I went with because I am scrapping 3 of the Easter eggs that I dyed, and you have orange, yellow, and pink in there, and so this showcases that photo of those eggs. So I've got my 3 pieces, and I'm going to put them haphazard and askew, just as Brianna has done, and then I am going to go ahead and stitch them. But before I stitch it down and commit to that, I want to make sure I know where my photo is going to be and make sure I have enough room below for the title and all of the other goodies that Brianna has, or well, my version of what she has. So Brianna has a lot of layers around her photo. I am just going to do one, this particular piece here, this yellow, to frame the photo and make it pop from the background, because I did not put a white border because obviously the eggs are sitting on white. And I thought that maybe I would put a tag poking out from this because I happen to have that sheet of pattern paper from the collection, but I didn't. It doesn't really, no, it doesn't really go for me. So I think, well, maybe I'll try another tag. And there's something about the size of the hole of the tag that just doesn't work. And so then I thought, well, maybe I'll poke it up the top. And then I was like, nope, done, no tags, just because, not everything works the way you think it's going to. So I'm going to go to my sewing machine and stitch across, and then I am now, so it's all stitched, and I'm going to adhere that down. And I'm just literally going to run this through my trimmer and get rid of the excess, and voila! Now I have some extra scraps to play with. So that is the background. Now it's the fun part and just adding all of the embellishments. So Brianna has 2 shakers. Actually, I lied. She has 3 shakers on hers. I don't like that much dimension on my pages. And so I am just going to use this heart outline from one of the stickers from Paige Evans, and I'm going to use that to create a shaker. But in the meantime, I am attracted like a magpie to all of the sparkly, shiny things, and I want to find all of the pink and yellow and orange embellishments that I can to put on my page. This gold, this heart is gold foiled, and so I know I can use gold with that, and so I'm going to look for some other gold things too. So I've pulled from my stash, you can see to the left there, the goodies from Pebbles. So I have some transparency, and I traced the shape of that outline of the heart, and I'm going to just fussy cut what I've drawn. So I have the acetate or the transparency on top, and then just a piece of white cardstock, which is what is going to back my shaker behind that. And so I can put my heart on the transparency and wipe that down with my anti-static pouch. And then I'm going to use my Thermoweb dots and they're not actually dots, they're squares, but they're rows of foam squares, and I'm going to what I've done is I've cut the wide rows in half, and I'm going to just literally lay strips of that down on under the frame of the heart to create the raised space for the sequins. And I will show you part of that, but it's a pretty tedious process, and so I do not want to bore you to death with that, but that is how you make a shaker. You could also cut out layers and layers. So if I had been using a cut file, I've done this with my Ellie's Studios goodies. I cut out 5 pieces of the outline using a really heavy cardstock. So that's another way you could do it if you didn't want to use the foam, but because this was not a cut file, it was much easier to do with the foam sticky tape. So I'm using a mix of sequins. I too designed for Spiegelmom Scraps. In fact, Brianna and I were on the team at the same time, but I left to take on some other things, and so I could have used Spiegelmom Scraps, but I really wanted to create my own mix. I like to do that based on the colors that I'm using, and so I'm literally just mixing the pink. I actually put some gold sparkle in there, and the winey color and the fuchsia color, and that is going to be my shaker pocket for that left hand side there. So a total scrap lift of Brianna, because she always does some amazing stuff with sequins. So a little bit more about this lift-a-thon. So I believe I'm second to last. Yesterday somebody was supposed to be scrap lifting me. Today I'm scrap lifting Brianna, and then tomorrow Brianna is going to be scrap lifting Leilani, and Leilani is the beginning of the hop. So we are almost, I want to say, a month and a half into this. So be sure to check out my description box down below for some absolutely amazing, talented new channels, new inspiration. There's some good stuff. So if you're looking for something new, there's a whole list of possibilities down below, and all the links are there. I will also link you to, be sure to check out Brianna's Instagram. She's just amazing. Her ability to take loads and loads of color and put it on a page is just astounding. She's amazing. So now I'm embellishing the page. Brianna has she's using really large letters to create a really large title down below her photo. So I'm going to use some large letters to take off after her. She also has flowers scattered throughout her layout. So I'm going to use hearts instead of that. She has a cluster to the right of her photos, and so that's what the butterfly and the little cluster to the right of my photo is all about. She also has flipped up one of the pages. She's flipped up the white page, which is showing the B side of the paper. I cut my paper so that I could have more left over, because I only buy a few pieces of each collection. And not thinking that I might wanted to have done that flip too. And so I did not have that as an option, but I used tags there. See, that's where I thought, oh, I'll do the flip like she did. Nope, you can't do that, Suzanna. So I'm going to just put a stack of tags, banners there, and that is where I'm going to put the date and the journaling. So off camera, that top banner that is on that right hand side will have the date, and then I've just got a little line of journaling on that long banner underneath, and the yellow banner at the bottom just kind of serves as decoration there. So I have used all of these embellishments. For the most part are actually from the Wonder collection. There's a very Really, it's just that gold butterfly behind the butterfly from the collection that I put behind it. And that I want to say is about, oh, off camera. I am going to use a label from Jilly Bean. And it just is at the top right hand corner. You'll see it in the close-ups. And then I am going to use one of the beetle stickers that's iridescent from Pages collection, and I'm going to stick that on that empty white spot on the top right of the layout there. So Brianna has used mixed media. I want to say that she's just used white acrylic that she's watered down and splattered that on the page. I didn't feel that I needed to do that because I wanted to preserve that white background and that white space that I have there. So just adding in the splash of hearts to go with the splash of flowers that Brianna has on her page. And now it's time for the title. So again, I had mentioned earlier that she had used some really large letters, so I have these. You know, it's funny, I don't really have much in the way of yellow or orange, I've learned. And so putting a title on this that was in contrast, but not too much contrast, was a little bit difficult. So that's why I went with those really large EGG for egg, and then I'm going to go with these gold letters. I believe these are my mind's eye for excellent, and that will be my title that wraps it up. So again, I will link you to all of my social media down below, as well as Brianna's YouTube channel, and then check out all of the other links to all of the other hoppers. And then tomorrow, head over to Brianna's channel to see what she's scrap lifting. I hope you are inspired to scrap lift other people, because it really, when you get stuck, sometimes it makes you do things out of the box for you and try something new. So enjoy the close-ups. Thanks for stopping in today. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope to see you all again soon. Take care.